Today, I am going to do a somewhat simple example of showing the differences between part and part def and feature member typing and subsetting and all that good stuff that we're learning about in SysML v2. So on my screen, you see that there is a brain, which is a part, and it has feature members, or consists of some other parts. We have a brainstem, cerebellum, a right hemisphere, a left hemisphere, and the right and left hemisphere, they are typed by, defined by this part def named hemisphere. So we have our definitions, and then we have some usages. So right hemisphere and left hemisphere, those are usages of this hemisphere part definition. Now look at my containment tree. I see that we have a brain space, which is a namespace. It has a package in it, and this package has this view, so that's what I'm looking at here. It has this part def hemisphere, that's what I see here. And then it has this part brain, which is right here. And there are some members, it has some features. There's our 4 features right there. Well, what if I really like what I've done with brain and I want to make this reusable? I can extract a part definition from this. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's see, I think I can do this. So now we see that this has turned into a brain. Let's actually rename this. We're going to call this a training brain. And it is defined by a brain, and this training brain has now inherited all of these parts from the brain. So that happened because we extracted our definition from this part, which has in turn then typed this part by that thing that we decided to define it. So in my containment tree here too, I see that this was originally a part usage. Well, now it's a part def, and it consists of these 4 parts. So let's pull this part def, not that one. Let's pull this part training brain. Let's see. Here we go. This is what I want to do. I want to pull this here, and then we can actually show that this is, let's display specializations. This training brain is a specialization of this part brain. And then we can actually show all of these nice little features. So let's show the parts on here. Okay, there we go. Okay. So now what if we wanted to add an attribute to our brain? So we can go ahead, let's just do this in the specification. We can add a property. We're going to add an attribute. That's like a value property. And we're going to call this our brain capacity. And a normal person's brain capacity, let's see, let's type it. Let's find you. Okay, a normal person's brain capacity, we're just gonna be like 1 for 100%. Sure, why not? Okay, cool. So let's go ahead, let's display that in the attributes compartment. So we see that there. And then we can actually go ahead and elect to show the attributes here. And then we actually need to go into symbol style and then elect to show the inherited. So let's find the attributes. So elect to show the inherited attributes. Okay, so now I have my part def has different parts to it, and it has an attribute, brain capacity, and then now this training brain has inherited that brain capacity, and it shows that it also consists of these parts. We were able to really easily do this because we were able to extract this part def from this part. Okay, and this little symbol here, this is our feature membership symbol. Yeah, our feature typing relationship here. Okay, well, what if I wanted to make a specialized type of training brain, like Christina's training brain? So here we go. Part Christina's, or we can just for short, brain during training. Okay, so this, we can actually say, hey, you are a special type, and we're going to use subsetting because it's part from part. So we're going to say, Christina, your brain, you're special type of training brain. So Christina's brain during training is a special type of training brain. We see that little colon with this little caret there. It kind of looks like a nose. And then here we can also see, let's go ahead, show what this consists of. So we want to show parts, and we want to show the attributes. And then we're going to go and make sure that they are showing. So show inherited here. And then we've got parts down here. Okay, so we see here Christina's brain during training is a specialized type of this training brain, which is defined by a brain. So we've got all of those inherited parts here. We can also actually, let's say Christina's brain capacity is not 1 during training. It's less than 1. So let's go ahead, let's change that. So let's open up the specification. We'll find this attribute here, open that up. We're going to redefine this, and we're actually going to say, ooh, you are at like a 0.6 right now. Okay, cool. So here, now we can see that this brain capacity has changed to 0.6. So here we see these differences between, we have feature typing, feature memberships. We have this concept of subsetting, which is just like that generalization. So that's all that works together right now. Hopefully that was something maybe somewhat helpful. It helps me a little bit understand these concepts a bit more. But there we have that. Thanks for listening in.